Welcome guys to another vlog today from my new office here in Riyadh. I'm in Saudi Arabia for a business trip at least the next 2 days, so that's why I'm vlogging here out of the hotel room. And today we are talking about Uber, the latest layoffs, and also the future of Uber. Very interesting stock. They lost 25% since the IPO, so this is our main topic today. Apparently also Putin, the Russian president, is also here in Riyadh, so very funny. All about it here in this vlog.
Wolf of Dubai.
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for tuning in Wolf of Dubai, your #1 financial investing channel on YouTube, fastest growing in the whole Middle East. So thank you very much. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe and smash that like button, okay? So first of all, sometimes it's like quite funny how coincidence coming, yes? So I didn't know that Putin is also in the same city than I'm going. So we are here in the Riyadh, and I'm here for a business trip for a couple of days. And so I came to the airport, and when I arrived here in Saudi Arabia, there was a lot of Russian flags, there was Russian airplanes and everything, because, President Putin came here to negotiate some deals with the government and so on. So apparently they have a very good connection, Saudi Arabia and Russia, to negotiate some business here in Riyadh. So very interesting. But putting politics on side, on the flight from Dubai to Riyadh, I watched a documentary about, or actually it was Dave, I don't remember the show name, but it was quite Dave Rubenstein interview about Daura, the CEO of Uber. And and then I just came here to the hotel, I checked in and everything, and of course I checked all the business news, and then saw that Uber laying off additional 350 staff. They just recently came into the news that they lay a lot of marketing teams off, and trying to save costs. They're losing billions of dollars every single quarter. So it's something that they, towards the profitability, they need to cut staff, obviously, and costs around that. And so that's why this is our main topic. And to start with that, we having in the email that Dara sent to the people or the employees of Uber, he actually mentioned that days like today are tough for us all and the executive leadership team, and I will do everything we can to make certain that we don't have or to need or have another day like this ahead of us. So actually, this reminds me a bit of Tesla, when Elon Musk said, okay, I have to lay off 7% of the workforce, and then we don't do this ever again. And then a month later or 2 months later, he had to lay off another 9%. So I believe, with the last couple of months, and also, Uber being under pressure on the stock market with 25% less since the IPO for the stock itself, I think it's quite difficult, on the stock market to, give the promise that one day we will be profitable. So they are looking for showing that they can be profitable, quite clear, in a clear vision, clear timeline. And that's why I think this layoffs is part of that, to show we can reach our goals with less costs, we can save costs and so on. So apparently a couple of weeks ago the marketing team was pretty hammered by layoffs, and now in the product and engineering teams they are cutting people. So I think it's a good way to go sometime profitable, and I think it's the needed way, unfortunately obviously for all the employees there, but that's business, right? So let's dive into the interview that I just saw on the airplane. So by coincidence, I saw this interview with Daura, the CEO, and this gave me a little bit of input into his vision for Uber. So actually, he believes that they want to be the transportation Uber of everything, right? So they want to transport people, they want to transport items, freight, they want to fly you everywhere and so on. So they invest into Uber chopters, not in the hardware, but in the system. And they believe some kind of drones or helicopters will fly people around the world into cities and so on. And he actually said that from one point to point B in New York, where Uber chopper is very important for the company, it actually doesn't make sense financially to take a cab, because it's also $200, also the same price like the Uber chopper. So this is quite interesting how they can create value for this kind of people over there in terms of transportation. Now, he believes that definitely ride sharing or transportation and autonomous will play a big part, but he sees that in the next 50 years, right? He believes that there will be maybe the next 5 years, some of the autonomous will be there, people and manufacturers will start with autonomous driving on the streets, though I believe that will be much quicker. I believe as early as maybe the next 2 years we can expect the first cars driving totally autonomous with the support of the legislation, but I think this is much closer than our think. But let's see how this develops. However, he believes, and this I think is the big turning point for Uber, because the most important thing for the Uber costs are the costs for the manpower or the people who driving the car, right? Because they have to pay the driver and so on. If this would be autonomous, then they would be very, very competitive to the car ownership, which is still quite high. If you make a Uber drive, you pay maybe $20, while if you're owning a car the same distance maybe costs you only $5 or $2. So it's like a comfort to take an Uber, because you can take it and whenever you want and at any time, and pay by credit card and so on as you use it. But I think still there is, car ownership for many people the method to go. And when the prices of ride sharing will go down with autonomous driving, I believe that Uber with its business model will have an issue to offer this kind of service for, people out there. And that's, I believe, people who are looking into Tesla or Uber. I think Tesla has a better way for the future. Definitely Uber has the best ride-sharing product worldwide, but Tesla seems to be the more established company for this future thing, ride-sharing or robotaxi, however they call it, because they are having the cars, they are having all the data that they collect every single day from the whole fleet with the cameras and everything. They concentrate on computer vision, which I think is the right way to tackle autonomous driving. And also they are having one of the most advanced autopilots out there. So I think Tesla is the most set up company. And also we see that the Summon smart summon that they just released, that you're on the parking spot and you call your car, it's working pretty well already, and this is totally without the driver inside the car. So I believe maybe within the next 2 years we will definitely see people driving cars while not touching anything anymore inside the car. So this will be very scary as well as new, and like everything, when the airplane was invented, everybody was scared to fly with the airplanes and so on, but with technology going forward, it's like our daily life. However, I also saw in this interview that they are also Uber Eats. It seems to be like a big portion of like 20% of their revenues and business, and fastest growing as well, more than 100% per year. And also the autonomous part, where they experiment with autonomy for Uber, they created a new company for that. I don't know if this is already inside the Uber stock public company, but definitely they said they opened a new company for this autonomous to create an umbrella under that, because they want to scale it. They work together with other financiers like SoftBank, Toyota, and bigger car manufacturers to scale it later on. So that's why it's something that is not currently inside the company as well. And I don't know if it's under the public stock company. So this was quite interesting as well. So let me know what you think about Uber. I think it's very interesting what comes and how they develop, also with the challenges, the legislative and everything. It's very, very challenging in some cities, in some areas for Uber. So very interesting how this business will develop with all these new things coming up. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow, because I'm vlogging almost every single day. Maybe I'm not there tomorrow, but however, I'm trying to put out as many vlogs as possible. So see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Bye.